Welcome, everyone, to the Puff Drink Talk podcast. Konrad here, where we are smoking on the Romeo y Julieta Medallias de Oro.
What is that?
Say that again.
Is the 1875?
1875.
Medallias
Yes.
de Oro.
Is that the name? Oh,
Gold medals.
Gold medal. All right.
Where did you see that?
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe time
Gold
to
medal. Yeah.
see an ophthalmologist like me.
Get an adjustment to those lenses.
Yeah, just adjust.
Now I found it. I
Yeah.
found where it is. I can read it with the glasses on.
Very popular brand, right? From, if I'm not mistaken, Dominican Republic.
Yes, it is a Dominican Republic. It's a puro. So it's a Dominican wrapper, binder, filler.
No, the wrap is
The
Indonesian.
rapper is Indonesian, yeah. I think so.
Oh, the wrapper. Yes, that's right. So I'm looking at the details from Cigars International. And the wrapper is Indonesian. Interesting. I don't think I've ever had a Indonesian
No.
wrapper.
No, you haven't.
And then the rest is, so it isn't a pure cigar. My mistake. But the binder and filler is Dominican. It's just the wrapper is Indonesian.
And it comes in lots of shapes, right? Yeah.
Yes, and we are smoking I think technically this is a
Robusto, sorry.
Robusto.
Robusto, yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny because on it says, Cigajos. Never mind. I thought it said cigarillos for a second.
No.
No.
They look like. Yeah.
I got
Same
Hilton.
margin.
I got Hilton's eye. Yeah, seriously, just
Yeah.
start passing that around.
Yeah, exactly.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Can't see anything.
next guest has got to be ophthalmologist here.
He's like, step into my
Yeah,
office.
yeah, come. No, the scenario's gonna
read those
change.
letters
Read
over
that,
there.
exactly.
Cover your left
yeah,
eye.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna call it DMV here
You're
too.
going to put cigar wrappers on the wall. What is that one?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what are you getting from the cigar?
I'm going to be honest with you. I've been struggling with the cigar. I don't know if there's like sticks inside or stems or something, but I've had to relight this thing. I am like sucking this thing down. So I originally started with a V cut. I'm now going to have to switch to a straight cut and see if I can just get more airflow into this thing. But I'm sucking on this like way too much. And it's not staying lit. I've probably relit this cigar 10 times in 30 minutes that we've been smoking this cigar. It's just hard to stay lit, but when I do have it lit, I just keep smoking it just to keep it lit. So I'm about halfway through. Taste wise, if you've smoked a Dominican, you're gonna smoke this one. Like basically, like there's nothing too overpowering or overwhelming or intriguing about this cigar flavor-wise so far that has piqued my interest. My opinion, it kind of tastes like a basic cigar. Very entry-level. It's easy to smoke. It's not complicated at all. And let me define that, as George had pointed out
Please
before.
do.
What is complicated? Complicated usually means that there's multiple flavors, and especially if you retrohale or put the smoke in the back of your mouth and put out, there's going to be different flavors or tastes, and maybe the flavor of the cigar changes with what you're drinking. I've been going back and forth with coffee and water this morning, and the flavor is still consistent with what it is. It's just kind of like a earthy, leathery flavor, but honestly nothing exciting or complex to it. But that's just me this fine Sunday morning. So, Hilton.
I want to say on the puff, the beginning of the cigar, before I had to relight it 500 times. I think it's probably this sticks a little bit too humid. I don't know. But I'm getting, on the puff itself, I get earthy. I don't get the leather. And I got like a bitter chocolate. So it's almost like a dark chocolate, like a 55% dark chocolate kind of thing. Not too dark, maybe even less, like 45%. There's a hint of sweetness, with that chocolate, but like a bitter chocolate. And on the Retrohale, it's just wood. It's like literally cedar. There's nothing else on the Retrohale. Cedar all the way through. It's not bitter on the Retrohale. It's bitter on the puff itself. It's your normal conventional cigar. We got this cigar just because it's normally a brand that people, when they start smoking cigar, they go like, oh, Romeo and Julieta, because it's not the Cuban Romeo and Julieta, it's the Dominican Romeo and Julieta. And then people buy these thinking that they're going to have the experience of a Romeo and Julieta from Cuba, which is completely different.
I have one in my humidor, just prepping for the day.
Nice. And then, but yeah, so George, you want to add?
It's a very forgetful cigar. If you
Forgettable?
ask me. Yeah, forgettable cigar, yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. I understand. I feel like I'm in a barn smoking some hay, like here. It's like,
Yeah,
like
it has that barn
like a
feel.
burnt grass, I would do that well, like I'm pairing with African coffee, so kind of a mix fruitiness into this, so it confuses me. The taste is pretty herbal, very fresh. Actually, when you keep in your mouth there, so I feel the freshness in there. A lot of off flavors, if you ask me, like chemicals. I can taste that. So, what can I tell you?
Are you sure it's not the chemicals you're getting from relighting it 100 times?
I didn't.
Really?
I didn't want to opposite you guys. No, I didn't. But look at how much I smoke.
Oh, yeah.
You're
so
almost all there to the end.
because I kept smoking. I realized that since the first puff. So I didn't want to just say the opposite. It would be anyway. What can I tell you? What's the price range?
Yeah, it's
$6.
probably around there.
Yeah.
I think I paid about that, but because I bought like a 35 cigar, so I bought like five 6-packs.
You don't throw a shade in the cigar. It's just that you get what you pay for. I would say.
Yes.
Arthur.
Yeah, I feel it's a very simple cigar. Like, it doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. Like, not that complex that you have a flavor, then you have another one, and then you have another one. So overall, like so far, I'm also like close to the end because as George, I relighted it only one time because I've been smoking more, and I got like first half, I got like a little bit of cream, but not much. And second half, I'm starting to get like a little bit more bitterness, as Hilton said, like a little bit more dark chocolate. So overall, like I would say, since Romeo and Julieta was like one of the first cigars I ever smoked in my life, I feel like I have kind of feelings for that one, but it's very simple, like not one of my favorites. It's just like the connection of the feelings, not a lot of everything else,
That's romantic.
We spoiled you. Right?
Yeah, I'm spoiled.
He's a beginner, but
Spoiled,
he's
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the father,
Yeah.
in cigar.
Normally, you need to smoke like 100 of these before you can smoke on my father.
Exactly. Now we
You're
go
like,
straight
I
to the
hate
father.
cigars, and then you're like, oh, I actually like cigars. You got to go through that phase.
Ron, you wanna?
Well, being not a cigar aficionado, I'm just going to kind of ditto with some of the things you said. I have to relight this thing 100 times. I can't even rest it, which drives me crazy. But I think it's boring. It's a boring cigar.
It
okay,
is, yeah.
I'm going to just say it.
Forgetful,
Yeah, it's a boring cigar. I probably won't have another one unless that's all there is. But I am getting a little bit of the chocolateness, the very earth tones in it, and other than that, it's just kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's a cigar. It's like you said, get what you pay for. So that's my take on it.
All right, well, let's wrap it up and stay tuned for part 2 of the podcast where we give our final thoughts, scores, and overall review of the Romeo Julieta 1875 Medaglia d'Oro.
So love the twist.
Welcome back for the second part of our review, the Romeo y Julieta 1875 Medaglia d'Oro. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I gave up after the 15th time after our other podcast of trying to relight it. So probably a total, no joke, no exaggeration, about 50 times that I've tried to relight this cigar. I was puffing on it, making sure that it was lit, went to converse, literally not even 10 seconds. And then I went to go puff on it again. It just went out. So I was like, you know what? I'm done.
I can talk about the cigar now.
Yeah, you can talk. I'll give my
Well.
cigar score.
Konrad is ready for the score. I want to say the flavor does not change, and but on the Retrohale, I'm gonna try and do one now as it's still lit. I get leather now on the Retrohale, which I wasn't getting before. It's not a smooth leather; it's just more like a prominent, strong leather taste with a little bit of salt in it. And on the puff, nothing really has developed much. The chocolate kind of disappeared a little bit, and it's just earthy. But these sticks are really, really, really hard to keep lit. George smoked his all the way through, so we might get better notes from him.
So just lackluster, pedestrian cigar. You know, I would say I wouldn't buy it again. I don't. It's bad to, to throw shades on this cigar, but it's a very famous brand. I smoked good Romeo and Julietas before. I don't know. Maybe it's this batch. Maybe it's the batch. I don't know. Maybe it's the price. It's just unremarkable. As I said, if I only have this in a barn, I would love it. It's gonna be a great cigar. But for what we are, we are reviewing here and we're trying, it's not complex. It's, he mentioned the word simple, right? I would say this. I mean, except for the off flavors, nothing actually called my attention. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the cigar.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my my first comment and say it's like simple. Like I didn't get like a lot of flavors, so it's not very complex. And it sucks the fact that like you gotta keep relighting it or like smoking it very fast. So, as you guys said, if you don't have anything else to smoke, okay, amazing, I'm gonna smoke this. But like if I had two choices, I don't think I'd pick this one again. But at the same time, like for a beginner who never smoked a cigar, people that like don't smoke very often, it's a good cigar because it's not hard to smoke. I feel like it's very easy to smoke. So overall, like I would say, if you want a very simple experience, I'll go for it. If you want something more complex, I would hold it off and say like try something else.
Ron.
Well, I don't have much more to add than what you said, but if I was a beginner smoker, I would have to be smoking this thing like a chain smoker to keep it lit, and that would kind of drive me crazy. I like to enjoy a cigar. I want to talk. I want to take my time. I want to enjoy every flavor, and I can't with this without relighting it constantly, or I have to smoke it until it's done. And not talk to anybody. So boring and frustrating.
Yeah, I feel like just adding to the relighting stuff, like I feel it's a good cigar for like first cigar I've ever smoked in my life. We were in a group of three friends. We had one cigar and just kept like going around, so it never lets down because someone is always smoking it. So this is an amazing cigar to do that because it's cheap. You're with your college friends. You don't have a lot of money. Yeah. So overall, like for that experience, it's amazing because it's not the cigar that it's like the highest point of the conversation or like the hanging out of your friends. It's the conversation. It's the memory.
Right.
So if that's what you want, you want to smoke something, but you don't want to have like the highest point of the whole meeting out being the cigar, I would say go for it.
Yeah, and the flavor's okay. It's not bad. It's just hard to smoke.
Yeah. I would just like to wrap this up, and Konrad can take us off. But yes, the flavor profile it's not a difficult cigar. It's not like a really bad cigar.
No.
It's just probably this batch or something happened in my humidor over here that kept it. I mean, it's still inside of the pack, which is already smoke friendly. I took it out of the wrap. that was wrapping 5 cigars. So I don't think it's that bad of a cigar, but the experience that we normally get. But as a review, I would say pricing point, if you can afford a $12 cigar instead of a $6 cigar, and then go for the $12 cigar, that could have all the cigars that are $12 that are so much better than these. But also, if this is all you can afford, it's not really a bad cigar. You know, the taste-wise, and it has some leather, has a little bit of chocolate in it, and then a little earthy. It's a true cigar experience. In a way, they say like, hey, this is a cigar. So when you first smoke a cigar, this is a cigar. And then having, a group of people, to have the conversation, and then, it's good.
So, if you don't mind, I will give a 73 for this one.
So, okay, scores. 73? I'll go 74.
60.
60.
75.
I'm going to say 6. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I would say 75.
I was going to say 69.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
Like that.
So that's the price range that dictates on what the cigar is. I would say you can get better if you can afford. If not, it's not that bad.
Thank you very much for joining us along this journey of smoking the Romeo y Julieta 1875. Stay tuned next week when we smoke a different cigar and hopefully some higher scores. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.